order. We're going to start our regular meeting. All right, I call the order of the regular city council meeting of the City of Sandwich, today being Monday, February 17th, the time being 8:49 PM. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Alderman Arnett.
Here.
Alderwoman Erickson. Here. Alderman Fritsch.
Here.
Alderwoman Johnson. Here. Alderman Kreinbrink. Lost him.
He was here.
Okay, we'll come back.
Still have a
Alderman
quorum. That's okay.
Lobrat.
Here.
Alderman Robinson is absent, and Alderman White Cotton.
Here. Okay, any audience comments? Hearing none, consent agenda. Item 4, the motion to adopt the consent agenda as a whole. All matters listed are considered to be routine by the city council and being acted by one motion. If desired, the item can be removed from the consent agenda and considered separately. They are as follows. Item A, approval of the minutes of the committee of the whole meeting of February 3rd, 2025. Item B, approval of the minutes of the regular council meeting of February 3rd, 2025. Item C, approval of the committee of the whole minutes of January 20th, 2025. And lastly, item D, approval of the monthly treasurer and financial reports for January 2025. Is there a motion to approve? First of all, does anyone wish to remove any item? Is there a motion to approve the consent agenda as presented?
Motion.
All right, Alderman Littlebrandt, is there a second?
Second.
Fred got it.
Second for Ward 4?
Yeah.
Alderman White Cotton. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Passes. All right, we're on to the mayor's report. I'm sure I was busy. I just don't know what it was. It's everything going on. So I will, for the sake of time, I do want to hear some of the other reports tonight. So I'll save any comments till next meeting. Attorney report, Attorney Gottschalk, Foster, Buick, Conklin, Lundgren, Gottschalk, LLC.
I don't really have anything. On E, if I have anything, I'll talk then.
Okay, moving on to clerk's report.
No
Review.
report.
City administrator report.
Just a few items I wanted to touch base on this evening. Trying to put the final touches on the audit. We will have a representative from SICITH here at our March 3rd meeting to present the audit to the council for approval. Let's see, I wanted to point out it's Engineers Week, February 16th through the 22nd. So I guess we show appreciation to our engineers this week. Adjudication is Wednesday at 1 p.m. One of the items on the docket is the wedding venue over on
I thought it was on
Sandy
Tuesday.
Bluff.
You said Wednesday.
It's on Wednesday. Wednesday, thank you. Let's see, just a quick reminder, political signs, and I know this is something we're having Kevin take a look at, is some of them are creeping into our right-of-way, so we're gonna have to contact candidates and make sure that they get put on private property. Let's see. Unfortunately, as I mentioned before, we did not receive the downtown and Main Street grant. We were certainly disappointed in that, but we are probably, as we go through the budget, we're gonna have to talk about our downtown street lights. That was something that we had started with, was getting our street lights replaced, and then we had the opportunity to apply for the grant, so we were hoping to get a couple other things in there, but I think we're gonna have to move forward with hopefully phase 1 of our street lamp replacement this year. Don, I know, is working on trying to put together some things, some funding for lighting upgrades within our buildings. So he's been working on that. Kurt had mentioned GIS. That's part of our implementation with Cloud Permit. We've talked for a long time about its geographical information systems, or ESRI, or whatever you call it. But we are signed up for that now. That's been the result of working with EEI. But this is also going to integrate into our Cloud Permit system, which is going to make our building permitting process better, and we're hoping as we move along, we'll be able to include our other licenses and permits that can be then filled out and paid for online. So again, we're trying to streamline these processes where we can, and hopefully make the process of working with the city easier. So let's see. And I know they've been busy with the solar farm, and also working with a resident who had gone to the Zoning Board of Appeals, trying to figure out some stormwater with a pool over there. What is that? Off of Bender. So working on those things. Kurt mentioned March 8th, the Main Street bid opening is then. And I know we've got a few things for the 3rd, but that's all I've got. I'd entertain any questions.
Are we planning on getting any cookies for our engineers or anything like that?
No,
Okay, just want to
no,
make
we're
sure.
not.
Thanks.
It's pretty hard to get through the finance committee these days.
All right, fair enough. City reports, EMA Director Tony Everly,
No report, thank you.
Chief Senni,
I'll wait till item D comes up.
Engineer Detman,
Nothing additional to add.
council reports, Alderman Arnett,
Nothing further.
Alderwoman Erickson,
Nothing, thank you.
Alderman Fritsch,
Nothing, thank you.
Alderwoman Johnson.
Yes, sir. I actually have to approach our council on some finance committee removals. We've taken some bills out. One of the things I'm going to repeat is that the approval of the bills. We as a committee want to have a path to a yes vote because we do have to pay our bills. So if there's a problem with the bill, if anybody looks at it ahead of time and has a problem, I'm happy to investigate. Carsa is able to investigate. Fred's able to do so. Please come to us. Please have a discussion. Please, I mean, we also have our supers and have to trust our guys that if they made a mistake, they made a mistake, but that they're also working on our behalf to do the right thing. So we are removing some bills for further investigation, and because we couldn't agree on paying them just yet. And yeah, I just want us to do better. So that's all I have right now. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Alderman Cranbrink,
Nothing further, sir.
Alderman Littlebrandt,
Nothing this evening, thank you.
Alderman Whitecotton.
Nothing, thank you.
Okay, we have no items for old business, so we'll move on to new business. Up before council is item A. This is discussion of possible approval of the Hampton Lenzini and Renwick Professional Service Agreement for Main Street. This is a project not to exceed $591,888. This will be to authorize the mayor to sign that agreement. Okay, is there a motion to approve the agreement with Hampton Lenzini and Renwick?
Motion.
Okay, we have a motion by Alderman Littlebrandt. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Alderwoman Johnson, the floor is open for discussion.
Yep.
Yes, Ed?
So when we write, it's an amount not to exceed, it's truly cost plus fee based, isn't?
Asking me?
Yes.
This is a standard IDOT contract, so it's just like the last one. So
Right,
unfortunately,
so-
they can resubmit.
As cost plus fee, shouldn't we state it as that? Because when we tell everybody in the public out there, it's a not to exceed amount, and then later on, it comes back and there's an extra, and it's actually cost plus fee, there's quite possibly a chance that there could be a larger fee than not to exceed.
Possibly. It's IDOT's contract, though.
So shouldn't we state it as cost plus fee, not a not to exceed, or
I would be in favor of that if it matters.
Okay, yeah. Can we just take out the not to exceed and just put that in the amount of, and then after the amount, then put, it is a cost plus contract?
I don't think I've specifically seen this exact contract, but I've obviously seen other variations of this. I think that as a whole, we had kind of gotten into the habit of always putting not to exceed in our motions to try to limit that. So I think it's just something that has passed from various other iterations of contracts.
I
So
just want to be honest with our
yeah,
constituents.
I mean, I think that the motion could certainly be reworded in whatever way would make other people comfortable. I get what you're saying, absolutely. So I don't think that there's not a right or wrong answer specifically.
So require Alderman Littlebrandt to accept the amendment to his motion, just to clarify that.
I propose amending to remove not to exceed.
I second that.
But that's what the That's what our attorney's saying shouldn't be removed.
No, I'm saying it can be. I'm saying that that language has become kind of routine for this council to put in the language, just because it
I mean, we
it
would
makes you
all,
feel better, right?
I mean, could you not just put Main Street project and amount not to exceed 591,888 as planned and engineered with possible cost increases
Well, but based on what?
based upon
But,
structure?
but wait, based on what Councilman Arnett's saying is that if we say that, right, and someone reads the minutes, or, you know, they see that council approved a contract not to exceed that amount, and then if there is a change order or something comes forward and the final bill is for $595,888, why are you reapproving something that you already approved? So we're trying to avoid the last
right, we're not being
situation.
honest
Yeah,
with our constituents by saying it's a not to exceed amount when it's a cost plus fee contract.
yeah. So I would probably propose, if you're open to it, Alderman Willebrandt,
Oh, please, state it exactly as you think it should be stated.
a motion to approve and authorize the mayor to sign a professional services agreement for Main Street with HLR in an amount of $591,888 on a cost plus fee basis.
Is that your amendment, Alderman Littlebrandt?
I would like to amend to that,
Do
yes.
you agree to that, Alderwoman Johnson?
I do, thank you.
Do you think that covers your
Yes.
concerns? Okay.
Okay, other discussion on this?
That doesn't change in the end, that they can still charge more if it,
Well, but that's the
Right?
point. Okay, the point is that the contract allows it. But the way we had it on our agenda long ago and the way the
Okay, it's
motion
just a
was
word.
made was that it was not to exceed. So this is just being forthright that based on these IDOT contracts, there is always an ability to add because it's the cost plus fee
Okay,
basis.
thank you.
So I think this gives us language going forward that we can use in circumstances like this.
It's a big deal.
Okay, any other discussion?
Can I make a quick suggestion?
Yeah,
If you start at the word project in that right there and just go with the cost plus fixed fee in the amount of, that fixes it real easy. and it-
instead of the amount not to exceed.
Well, the contract is a cost plus fixed fee. That's the term of what it is. Because it's the cost of what they need to do on an hourly basis plus a certain fixed fee, which is the IDOT contract portion. So there's a small fixed fee portion that they get.
Yeah,
Then there's the hourly stuff that's,
I guess, I don't know, does anyone have what the actual fixed fee is?
it's in the IDOT contract.
Yeah.
You don't have to go into that. That's just the term of what that contract is. It's a cost plus fixed fee.
Well, but for the Open Meetings Act, we have to put an amount.
No, I'm
That's what he's
saying in the
is that-
amount of 591,888. Because it's cost plus fixed fee, not cost plus fee.
Oh, okay, so add fixed fee.
Correct. So you say,
Sorry. I was
Discussion.
like, I don't understand.
yeah, so you say discussion and possible
Well-
approval of HLR professional service agreement for Main Street project with a cost plus fixed fee in the amount of $591,888.
Okay. And to authorize the mayor to sign that.
You can accept or vote, I don't.
I accept that.
I think we all, I mean, we're
Alderman
maybe beating a
Johnson.
dead horse, but I think the idea is now we're putting forward and
Yes,
making it
please.
very clear to everyone what we're
Other-
trying to do.
Any other discussion? Will the clerk please call the roll?
Alderman Fritsch,
Aye.
Alderwoman Johnson. Alderman Kreinbrink,
Aye.
Alderman Lilbrandt,
Aye.
Alderman White Cotton,
Aye.
Alderman Arnett,
Aye.
and Alderwoman Erickson.
Aye.
All right, motion passes. All right, item B is approval of the monthly bills totaling, as stated earlier, $223,850.61 is moved forward by the Finance Committee. Is there a motion to approve the monthly bills in the amount stated?
I'll make that motion.
Alderwoman Johnson, is there a second?
I'll second that.
Alderman Fritsch, any discussion on the bills?
How much was that?
$223,850.60.
$60?
223,850.60.
Thank you.
Yep. And then you can call the roll when you're ready.
I wanted to make just a couple comments on this. So the Finance Committee, we had a good discussion about a few things that transpired. The one major thing that was discussed was the purchase of the gift cards for the employees for the holiday. It was discussed that the mayor had sent out an email stating that the direction that the city was taking was going to be a holiday luncheon. And subsequently, we had gift cards that were purchased by a city alderman. And that was the discussion that really took the brunt of the conversation. It is my personal opinion that the mayor sets the governance for the city council and for the city, and the city administrator is the one who runs the daily operations for the city. And I found it very disheartening that we had somebody who felt that that was the wrong direction and went behind the mayor and behind Jeff's back and bought those gift cards, because it does not fit our purchasing policy. It wasn't something that we had agreed upon either way, whether it was going to be a holiday party or whether it was going to be gift cards. And then I don't even know if taxes were removed out of those cards, and that was something that the mayor has been concerned about over the years. So that was removed, as well as there was another invoice in there for some treats for the luncheon and that sort of thing, which was,
Catering for the
it was
luncheon.
catering for the lunch. So that was $450. The gift cards were $1,825. And I mean, it was $450 for that, but there was a letter that went out that stated that the mayor and a city employee were going to be paying for it, apparently. And so,
I've never seen the flyer, nor did I receive it.
so with that being said, we want to kick that back and go find out what the intent was for that, to figure out if somebody should be paying that or what. So I found it interesting also that these gift cards were purchased in December and we're just now getting a bill for them now. I don't know what the delay was. Maybe they're busy to process that. But ultimately, because of this decision, we have impacted two of our businesses in town, and we're holding back their payment until we get more answers on this. And then the third vendor was a concrete repair downtown where it didn't have enough information on it to make an informed decision to move forward with it. And that happened in November, and we're just now being invoiced. So understandably, it was a while before the invoice was received. We could have made payment or approved payment this evening. However, now that one's going to be pushed back out, and that was $17,984 that's being held back. So between these, we have three people in our community, three businesses in our community that are impacted by these decisions. And I would definitely like to see us doing better moving forward. So I just wanted to make sure that was out in the open. Thank you.
Yeah, I will say that I did donate toward the door prizes, as I encourage all of you to donate as well. I don't know who did. I know our superintendent of water did. So if you want me to pay the $450 bills to make a few people happy, I'd be more than happy to. I mean, I think our employees are worth it. So that's council's decision. You just let me know and I'll write a damn check.
Yeah, would it be okay if I make a comment? I know
Absolutely.
I'm out of turn. I apologize.
Nope. Yeah,
I do recall you making a comment about that at a previous meeting, and I apologize, that sort of slipped my mind. I'm very much interested in donating towards that myself. I didn't have any issue with that. It was I would call it an oversight. I honestly didn't not get involved. I'm not aware of any flyer that was going out, but.
We were sent it in an email. We got it in an email on December 19th. And we had to let them know if we were going to be able to go by December 20th. We had a day. But it was posted here on December 13th, but none of us were aware of it until the 19th. And at the bottom of it, it was stated funds and raffles provided by the mayor and a city worker.
It said funds?
Funds.
What does that mean?
I did not get that email on my system.
Well, I'm not saying that I didn't. I'll have to go back and look at my email 2 months ago. I can barely remember what I did 2 days ago, but I don't recall. Regardless,
I'll tell you what, I'll pay the
I'm
450 and Alderman Robinson can pay your 2,000. We can call it a done deal. There you go. I'll write a check tomorrow. Who's it to? Is it that big of a deal?
I'm not trying to raise a big
In
deal.
a $12 million budget, $450. Fair enough. You know what? I'll pay it. You don't have to worry about it. You don't have to discuss it. Shouldn't be on anybody's conscience. I'll just go pay it. You know, I won't make the employee pay for anything. It's just something you ought to pony up to. All right, we can move on if that's fine, Fred. I don't think it's a big deal, is it?
No, I just wanted to make sure
I
that
mean, we
everybody
waste
knew
lots of
what
other
the
taxpayer
discussion
dollars
was.
on lots of other things.
The
so.
discussion got very,
Heated?
Robust.
it got more lively than it needed to be. And there's pros and there's cons to both sides of the conversation, right? The biggest thing that I have is we put Jeff in the position that he's in to run the day-to-day operations. And the mayor sent out the email about those gift cards. And then we have an alderman who makes a decision to query everybody and find out what they'd like to do, and that's wrong. We did not vote as a group. We did not vote in a basis here. And any kind of straw poll that takes place outside of this place does not constitute a decision made by the council.
Yeah, I didn't sign off on a flyer. I
So,
didn't design
and
the
if a flyer, I think it meant to say fun instead of funds.
I agree.
That's that's poor grammar, what's written
Doesn't
on
matter.
there, so.
I'll just pay it. We can stop talking about it.
But that wasn't that wasn't the big thing, in all honesty, in my mind. The big thing is the not having enough information on an invoice. It was emergency, and then going and buying stuff on someone's own accord on behalf of the city. So.
All right, well, I'll take care of whatever my part is, so we can stop talking about it, and maybe get to the other things that we need to address, so. All right, so, any other discussion on the bills? And I do thank the committee for taking your time to go through that. It's probably a difficult situation and discussion. Okay, will the clerk please call the roll?
Alderman White Cotton.
Aye.
Alderman Arnett.
Aye.
Alderwoman Erickson.
Aye.
Alderman Fritsch.
Aye.
Alderwoman Johnson.
Aye.
Alderman Kreinbrink.
Aye.
And Alderman Lilbrandt.
Aye.
All right, motion passes. Item C, this is discussion possible action to approve resolution 2502, approving an agreement with IDOT to commit local funds for the Main Street reconstruction improvement. I believe you received the resolution. It designates where we intend to pay the funds. I don't know that that will be in concrete, but we do have to identify where we intend to pay those. It does require me to sign it, it does require us to place it on file with IDOT when we submit our forms back to them, so. Is there a motion to approve item C, resolution 2502? This is our agreement with IDOT. And for those of you in the audience, it stipulates that it's $2,465,024 that's expected to cost us out of local funds out of a $5.9 million Main Street reconstruction and improvement project. Is there a motion to approve item C?
On motion.
Alderwoman Johnson, is there a second?
Second.
Alderman Littlebrandt, any discussion? Will the clerk please call the roll?
Alderman Kreinbrink.
Aye.
Alderman Lilbrandt.
Aye.
Alderman White Cotton.
Aye.
Alderman Arnett.
Aye.
Alderwoman Erickson.
Aye.
Alderman Fritsch.
Aye.
Alderwoman Johnson.
Aye.
Motion passes. Item D, the chief would like to present his Sandwich Police Department 2024 annual report. At the conclusion of that, I'd ask council to make a motion to accept it by voice vote. And it can be placed on file with his website for the police department and the city's. Chief, would you like to give that in a more comfortable position than sitting up here as if
Yes.
you're called up to give testimony?
That way I can see everybody.
Thank you.
Okay, the report was sent to you. I'm just gonna do a high level, kind of highlights of the report. So the first thing I just want to start out with is, again, where authorized strength is 15 sworn police officers, including the ranks of chief of police, sergeant, and patrol officer. Also have 2 civilian support staff. Currently, we still have 14 officers working on trying to get our 15th officer. The police department last year drove over 115,000 miles in our vehicles. That excludes the squad car that I drive and also the detective car. Both of those, obviously my car is used day-to-day back and forth to work and then also to meetings, but the detective car was also used for a lot of training, so that was used for that. In August, we provided the school district with a school resource officer, something we talked about, so that was achieved during the year. He's still in there. And then I gave a little statistical review of the crimes over the last 3 years, and when those crimes where I really looked at was looking for the more serious crimes, what they typically classify as Part 1 crimes. So when you look at them, the first one, and I'm gonna knock on wood as I say this, there has not been a homicide in the city of Sandwich. I don't know exactly when the last one is, so we'll keep that trend going. Our criminal sexual assault cases, they went up. We had 2 during the course of last year. And then our aggravated battery assault crimes, those also have trended up, which is also it's still the same trend that we're seeing nationwide too. So unfortunately, sometimes we as police, we don't really have much control if people decide that they want to go beat each other up or get in fights with each other, where that's more of a reactive type of thing for us. Our burglaries, they remain the same. We had 4 in 2023. We had 4 in 2024. Our thefts, we had just kind of going, comparing 23 and 24. We had 20 thefts in 23. We had only 16 in 24. So again, those are a little harder for us sometimes to control too. People stealing from each other, a little control there. And then our motor vehicle thefts, we didn't have any of those. And then our arsons, we actually had 1 arson last year in which we actually did charge the in particular person with that arson. That case was later dismissed during the court. They actually found the individual to be unfit for trial during that time. And then when you look in your packet, there's actually a more detailed in Appendix A that looks at our Part 1 crimes from 2023 and 2024. And then also in the Appendix B, there's actually a breakdown of our officers for the entire year, the amount of work that they did in the categories they did. Obviously, some officers are high and some low in others. But again, when I look at that Appendix B there, I don't have any issues with any of the officers. Those are in particular snapshots. Sometimes there's some stuff that they're doing a month that takes them longer to do that may decrease in some of their other stuff. And sometimes during some months, they're not working as much because they're on vacation, they're in training. So overall, a lot of good work was done there. Next thing I just want to talk about is our total incidents along with our proactive calls. I just took a couple of them and just kind of did a 3-year time span. Our community contacts, you can just see they tremendously shot up in 2024. In 2022, we were at 253. We went up to 1,711 last year. Our extra patrols, again, increased. 2022, you're going to see that there were 6,710 extra patrols. I'm not exactly sure what that entailed, but then when you actually look at, if you go further down that list and you look at that 670 extra patrols is almost half of the total instances for that in particular year in 2022. So I'm not really sure on how to explain that or what that entailed. Our foot patrols again have increased, 376 for 2024 compared to 29 in 2022. Home business checks again still increasing. School patrols, they've increased between the years there. School walkthroughs, there was a little bit of a dip in 2024 from 2023. Not concerned about that because we have school resource officer in there, so a lot of times that's, with the school resource officer being there, he's responsible for doing those walkthroughs in the school, and the officers, they're still getting in there, but again, I'm not too concerned about that. Our stationary patrols, almost just over 2,500 stationary patrols, and then our total incidents, we've gone from, in 2022, we've gone from 12,840 all the way up to 19,174 last year. And this kind of look at some of our traffic stuff, because that's one of the biggest things that we do. We're very proactive in that. Our driving while license suspended, driving while license revoked, our statistics from 2022 were 7, 2023, 8, last year, 34. So those are some driving offenses. Our DUI enforcement, 2022, 3, 2023, 20, 2024, 33. So very strong DUI enforcement, lots of good work going there. Lots of it goes to Officer French, who he individually had 24 of those arrests last year on night shift. Unfortunately, he's on day shift now, so we'll see how our trend goes there. Traffic crashes kind of they remain consistent over the last 3 years, 115, 123, 120. Our traffic stops, you can clearly see 2022, 486, 2023, 703. Last year, 3,096. Officer Beatty alone had 854 or 852, don't hold me directly to that, but I know it was 800 and some odd stops. I think his goal is to stop every citizen in Sandwich or family members of in Sandwich, but he's doing a really good job. 853, thank you. Then just kind of want to move on. We had over 1,000 hours of training last year. Some of that training includes sending one of the officers to the FBI LEDA Command and Executive Session. That's a very high management class. He actually became a Trilogy Award winner for that. I'll skip that. Northwestern Staff and Command, Crisis Communications, a Lead Armor, K-9 certification. We attended the Illinois Chiefs Conference, Meta Communications, a firearm simulators instructions. Our SRO had to go to SRO update. Navigating resilience is just the trauma that we deal with as police officers, the stuff that we see. Juvenile Court Act, breath operator, close quarter battle, high-risk traffic stops, and new supervisor training that we had too. Then just in addition to that training we go to every single month, every officer is required to complete 2 case updates that we have to do for new cases that come out. And then also every month we have to do with, we're part of a service that's called the Police Law Institute, and they cover such topics as arrest, search, use of force, de-escalation tactics, implicit bias, and vehicle pursuits. That helps us keep up our mandated requirements by the state, but we do that one every single month. And then the police department partnered with Oxcart back in April of this year, and the police department approved 60 permits, resulting in $4,925 in fees for the city. And then our 2 civilian staff, our support service division, they processed 97 FOIAs last year, in addition to responding to 160 subpoenas. So those are pretty much for the officer's arrest, court purposes. And then they also processed 456 adjudication cases that we had last year. One of the big things that we worked on last year too was a review of our evidence area. And just wanted, from January 1st to December 31st of last year, we collected 145 pieces of evidence. We returned 49 pieces to the owner. We destroyed 775 pieces of evidence. A lot of that was extremely overdue. We're still working on that process too. And then there was evidence that we were able to retain that we're going to be using for police purposes. And then we transferred 3 items to other agencies. Usually, most of those are usually sexual assault kits that may come in here that happen in other towns, or some other various evidence that we may take in. Currently, in our evidence area, there are 5,409 pieces of evidence. We're still going through to hopefully eliminate that. I think I have a stack on my desk right now to sign off on. And then in 2024, the department, just some of the purchases that we did for the police department, AEDs for our squad cars. We have 1 new squad car that came in last year. A second one, we had the second one purchased, and new laptop computers for all the squad cars, a new shield for the squad car, new portable breath machine for the squad car that we got. Desk, the sergeants now have their own work area, so we purchased desks for their work area. And then our body cameras, our in-car squad cameras, and we also went to electronic ticketing. And as somebody reminded me in our department meeting, we also purchased cell phones for all the officers last year too. Use of force and internal review summary. So in 2024, the department had 15 instances where force was used. When looking at those instances, the most common use of force was an armed takedown, and in 1 case where a taser was displayed but not used. In 9 cases, some type of impairment was detected in the individual that the force was used against, and in 7 cases, the person was determined to have some type of emotional issue occurring. 7 of the calls were domestic related. Sunday was the day in which most use of force occurred, with being 5, and then it was Saturday falling behind with 3. 12 of the cases involved men and 3 involved women. 12 cases involved white individuals, 2 cases Hispanic individuals, and 1 case an African-American individual. And then just looking at our internal review, in 2024, we had 3 cases of internal review, which were all generated from within the police department. 1 pertained to a traffic crash, 2 pertained to conduct. The traffic matter was sustained. The conduct matter was also sustained, one conduct, and the other conduct matter was not completely investigated due to a resignation that happened during that investigation. New hires, retirements, promotions. So in 2024, Officer Favela, Officer French, Officer Mumbauer, Officer Dwyer, and Officer Lundstein were all hired in the police department. Sergeant Marcellus, she retired on March 2nd of 2024. Brian Fosnett was promoted to sergeant on April 15th of 2024. Officer William Meiser was appointed the K-9 officer in April of 2024 and then promoted to sergeant on June 17th of 2024. Sergeant Dan Whitecott received the Jacob L. Novick Scholarship and was able to attend Northwestern Staff and Command class. And then Sergeant Eisenberg, he completed the FBI Trilogy, which again is the high-level management class. And then Community Engagement Department attended over 120 community engagement events during the course of the year, which include Coffee with a Cop, Pop with a Cop, the Lunch and Learn, Coffee Before Business, Chiefs Meetings, National Night Out, Reading to Students, Dare Graduation, Walk and Talks, Drug Take Back, Taste of Chicago, Halloween Bash, and Toys for Tot Christmas event. Those were just a couple to name. And then also last year, we handed out over 1,000 popsicles. We'll continue to do that, and then also attended the Sandwich Fair last year too. So that's just, and then again, there's the appendices that I attached there. That's just a high-level review of where we were in 2024. Questions?
Chief, would you please tell all of our police department employees, sworn and non-sworn, thank you and our gratitude for the work that they've done.
Absolutely.
Council, any questions for the chief?
I just want to say he's doing a fine job.
Thank you.
There's a lot of good pictures in your report, too. I read it.
I think every officer has a photo in there.
Could you just maybe give us a few points of areas for improvement for next year that you'll be looking for?
As I spoke earlier, one of the things definitely is trying to curb those domestics or not seeing, especially the repeat ones, and then also again trying to focus on our not only the citizens' mental health but also our officers' mental health to make sure that we're getting the things that we need. Actually, part of the Safety Act does require officers to have a mental health component, so that's something that we're gonna look to do. And again, building on new community events, one of the ones that we already have in the works is our Easter egg event. That's actually gonna be on April 5th. And then we're also looking to do a community picnic this year too. That's something that we want to do.
All right, very good. Other questions, comments for chief?
Just a thank you.
No, thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Okay,
Yeah, nice job.
motion to accept his 2024 annual report as presented.
I'll second.
Alderwoman Johnson, second by Alderwoman Erickson. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, passes. All right, item E is discussion of possible action to authorize and approve the mayor to sign a real estate contract for the purchase of a parcel number 1935-236-001 at a purchase price of $25,000. Is there a motion to authorize me to purchase that on behalf of the city?
Motion.
Alderman Littlebrandt, is there a second?
Second.
Alderwoman Erickson, any discussion? Okay, will the clerk please call the roll on item E?
Oops. Alderman Fritsch?
No,
Oh. I'm sorry.
No.
No, thank you. Alderwoman Johnson?
Aye.
Alderman Kreinbrink?
Aye.
Alderman Lilbrandt?
Aye.
Alderman White Cotton?
Aye.
Alderman Arnett?
Aye.
And Alderwoman Erickson.
Aye.
Okay, motion passes. There's no need for executive session that I'm aware of unless council wishes so. Okay, hearing none, our announcements are A, the next finance meeting will be March 3rd, 6:30 PM here in the annex. Item B, the committee of the whole meeting will be held March 3rd at 7 PM in the annex, and that will be immediately followed by the regular meeting of City Council on March 3rd. Is there a motion to adjourn?
Make that motion.
Alderwoman Erickson. Second by Alderman Whitecotton. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, and we are adjourned.